I hope love begins to spread gently through every part of your body, especially into the places that have been tense for too long, the places that have carried too much, the places that still become tender when an old memory is touched. And today, instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" I want you to try a different question. What part of me is asking to be cared for? You see, those two questions create completely different inner worlds. What is wrong with me? Already assumes that you are a problem. It puts you on trial. It makes you search for another defect, another weakness, another reason to criticize yourself. But what part of me needs care, brings love into the room? Suddenly, we are not looking for what is defective. We are looking for what has been carrying something alone. Perhaps there is a memory that still feels tender. Perhaps there is a relationship where one little comment touches you very deeply. Perhaps the body tightens in the chest, the stomach, the shoulders, and you do not quite understand why. Fine. You do not have to understand everything immediately. Begin with willingness. I am willing to meet what hurts with love, not with panic, not with judgment, not with another demand that you should be over it by now, with love. Sometimes that is the first healing movement, changing the way you approach the tender place. And I want you to remember that not every hurting part of you wants to be fixed. We become very eager to repair ourselves. The moment sadness appears, we want it gone. The moment discomfort comes, we search for a technique. The moment an old feeling returns, we say, "Oh no, I thought I had healed this." But perhaps the feeling is not asking for a repair. Perhaps it is asking to be noticed. Perhaps it is saying, "Please do not leave me alone with this again." That is very different. You can sit quietly and say, "Yes, this mattered." Sometimes those 4 words are enough to soften something that has spent years being dismissed. Yes, this mattered. Perhaps what happened mattered. Perhaps what you did not receive mattered. Perhaps the way somebody spoke to you mattered. Perhaps the way you had to become strong too early mattered. Recognition is not the same as living in the past. Recognition simply means you stop pretending that something was insignificant when your heart knows it was not. And once something has been acknowledged, it often does not have to shout quite so loudly. You see, a part of us may keep repeating the same pain because every time it appears, we push it away. Not now. Don't be ridiculous. Other people had it worse. Well, that is not comfort. So instead say, "I see this. It mattered, and I am here now." There is no need to make it enormous. There is no need to stay there all afternoon. Sometimes healing begins when the struggle around the pain becomes a little quieter, and some parts of you may simply be tired. That is all. Not broken, not deeply mysterious, tired. We can make everything psychological when sometimes the body is saying, "Please let me rest. Perhaps you have been holding yourself together for a long time. Perhaps you have been taking care of everybody. Perhaps you have been thinking, planning, worrying, working, improving, processing, trying to become a better person every day. Well, even healing can become exhausting if you never take a day off from healing. So if you turn inward and the answer seems to be, I am tired, believe that too. Have a nap if you can. Eat something. Cancel one unnecessary thing. Sit quietly. Rest can be a loving response. You do not always have to find the hidden meaning. Sometimes the most compassionate sentence is, we have done enough for today. Now, if it feels comfortable, you can begin listening to the different parts within you, not interrogating them. We have talked about that. We do not demand answers. We listen. Perhaps you place your hand somewhere on the body that feels tense and ask very gently, what would you like me to know? Then wait. Maybe nothing happens. Fine. Maybe one word comes. Sad. Maybe an image appears. Maybe you realize, I am disappointed. Maybe the only thought is, I'm so tired of being the responsible one. Good. That is information. You do not need to turn one sentence into a 3-hour investigation. Let the first honest thing be enough. Perhaps one part is carrying sadness. Sadness does not always want advice. Sometimes it wants company. You can say, I'm here. Perhaps another part is disappointed because something you hoped for did not happen. Instead of telling yourself to be grateful immediately, perhaps say, yes, I wanted that very much. You are allowed to acknowledge disappointment before you move on. And perhaps another part is angry. Anger can contain information too. It may be saying, something crossed my boundary. It may be saying, I have been saying yes when I wanted to say no. Listen without allowing the emotion to run the whole house. Feelings can speak without becoming the boss. You can hear them and then decide what loving action is appropriate. This is why I like the idea of having a conversation with yourself that is friendly rather than clinical. You might say, all right, what is happening here? And perhaps the answer is, I feel lonely. Then respond the way you might respond to someone you love. Not, that is ridiculous. You have plenty of people around you. Instead, I hear you. What would help? Maybe the answer is not complicated. Call someone. Go somewhere with people. Sit with your pet. Make plans for the weekend. Sometimes the inner work leads directly into very ordinary outer action. And after you ask, what would you like me to know? There is another question that may be even more important. What do you need from me? Notice, from me. Not, what do you need the whole world to do? We begin with what is within your reach. Perhaps the answer is comfort. Then give some comfort. A blanket, a warm drink, a hand on the heart. a slower evening. Perhaps the answer is rest. Then protect some rest instead of only agreeing that rest would be nice. Perhaps the answer is validation. Then say the sentence you needed to hear. Of course, that was difficult. You did the best you could with what you knew. It makes sense that this affected you. Sometimes the need is not emotional at all. Sometimes the answer is a change in your present life. I need you to stop answering that person immediately. I need you to leave work on time. I need you to stop pretending this relationship is fine. That is where listening becomes meaningful. I am listening, and I am willing to respond with kindness. You see, listening without responding can become another form of abandonment. Imagine a child coming to you every day saying, "I am hungry," and you lovingly reply, "Thank you for sharing your feelings," but never give the child food. At some point, the child will stop trusting you. It is the same within ourselves. If you continually notice, "I am exhausted," and then continue scheduling every hour, the body learns that being heard changes nothing. If you continually notice, "This person speaks to me in a way that hurts," and then never make a boundary, the tender part keeps waiting. Love becomes believable when it becomes action, not always dramatic action. Sometimes one small response is enough. Perhaps today you realize, "I need reassurance." Then say, "I am here. We will handle what comes." Perhaps, "I need permission to stop." Then stop 10 minutes earlier. Perhaps, "I need to tell someone what I actually feel." Then choose a safe person and say one honest sentence. Perhaps, "I need more beauty around me." Buy the flowers if you can. Open the curtain. Play the music. Do not dismiss a need because it seems too simple. Simple needs matter. And please do not confuse kindness with giving yourself everything you want at every moment. Sometimes kindness is comfort, and sometimes kindness is guidance. Perhaps a part of you wants to avoid something important because it is frightened. The loving response may not be, "Then we never have to do it." The loving response might be, "I understand that you are scared, and we will take one small step together." That is love too. Love does not abandon you to fear, and love does not shame you for having fear. It walks with you. This is how a very different relationship with yourself begins to grow. Instead of seeing pain and immediately trying to eliminate it, you begin saying, "Come here, let me understand what is needed." Instead of, "What is wrong with me?" you say, "What needs care?" Instead of, "Why am I still feeling this?" you say, "What would help me now?" Instead of fighting the body, you begin listening to it. Instead of treating tenderness as weakness, you begin recognizing it as information. And I think this is where love becomes deeply healing. Love does not always remove the pain the second it touches it. Sometimes love simply changes the experience of having the pain. You are no longer alone with it. You are no longer attacking yourself for it. You are no longer demanding that it disappear before you deserve a peaceful evening. You can be tender and still be held by your own kindness. So today, perhaps you place your hand on your heart and say, I am willing to meet what hurts with love. Then pause. If something comes forward, let it come gently. If nothing comes, that is all right too. You do not have to produce healing on command. Then ask, what would you like me to know? Listen. And finally, what do you need from me? Perhaps comfort, perhaps rest, perhaps one honest sentence, perhaps one loving change. Then respond, not perfectly, just kindly. I am listening, and I am willing to respond with kindness. That is enough for today. Let love reach one place, one tired place, one frightened place, one disappointed place, one place that has been waiting a long time to hear you say, yes, I see you. Yes, this mattered. And yes, I am here now. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop staring only at the hurt and begin noticing the need underneath it. You see, when the need becomes clearer, healing becomes much more practical and much more hopeful. Loneliness may be asking for connection. Disappointment may be asking to be acknowledged. Tension may be asking for a pause. A place in you that has become cautious may simply need a few new experiences of reliability, kindness, and steadiness. And I like this way of looking at healing because it immediately gives us somewhere gentle to go. Instead of saying, why am I still feeling this? You can say, all right, what would nourish me now? Perhaps the answer is a conversation with someone you enjoy. Wonderful. Perhaps you need to hear yourself say, yes, that mattered to me. Fine. Perhaps your shoulders need 10 quiet minutes and a deep breath. Give them that. Perhaps you need to notice who in your life actually does show up, who listens, who keeps their word, who makes you feel comfortable being yourself. Healing becomes easier when we begin giving ourselves more of what creates life, rather than only studying what once created pain. And sometimes the answer is beautifully ordinary. Call the friend, eat the meal, take the walk, rest, let someone help. Say thank you when someone is kind. Let good experiences count. Let them count fully. And please remember this. One tender place inside you does not get to speak for the whole of you. There is pain within me, and there is also so much more within me. There is so much more. There is the part of you that laughs. There is the part that creates. There is the part that has learned wonderful things. There is the part that knows how to love. There is the part that gets up in the morning and keeps participating in life. There is curiosity in you. There is intelligence in you. There is humor in you. There is the ability to change your mind, make new choices, enjoy a beautiful afternoon, appreciate a good meal, listen to music, receive affection, and discover something new about yourself. Do not reduce the vastness of who you are to one difficult feeling. A cloud can pass through the sky without becoming the whole sky. In the same way, a difficult memory can be present without becoming the entire story of your life. You have had many experiences. You are having new experiences now. You will have experiences you cannot even imagine yet. Life is still adding pages. This is why I want you to practice widening the picture. If sadness appears, you can say, yes, sadness is here, and so is love. If disappointment appears, yes, I am disappointed, and I am still supported in other ways. If you feel tired, yes, I am tired, and I can care for myself. You see, we are not denying anything. We are adding truth. Pain likes to speak in absolutes. Everything is wrong. Nothing is working. I will always feel this way. And you can gently answer, no, sweetheart. That is one part of the picture. There is something in me that needs care, and there is also something in me that is already strong, alive, loving, and whole. Let both be true. And perhaps today we give much more attention to what is already whole. This is important. Healing does not mean you are made entirely of wounded parts waiting to be repaired. There are places in you that are functioning beautifully right now. Your heart still knows how to care. Your mind still knows how to learn. Your body is carrying you through another day. Your ability to appreciate beauty is still there. Your imagination is still there. Your capacity for joy is still there, perhaps quietly waiting for more invitations. There is so much within you that does not need fixing. It simply needs living. I want you to enjoy that. Let healing include remembering what is already well. And now, if it feels pleasant, I want you to imagine a soft light around you. Nothing dramatic, nothing dazzling, just a warm, gentle light, perhaps like early morning sunlight coming through a curtain. Let it be whatever color feels comforting to you, perhaps golden, perhaps soft white, perhaps pale pink. There is no correct choice. This light represents love, and love does not come into the body with a list of demands. It does not say, I am here to fix you. It says, I am here to be with you. Let the light rest around the top of your head for a moment. Then imagine it moving gently down through your face, your jaw, your throat, your shoulders. Perhaps the shoulders soften a little. Fine. Perhaps nothing changes. Fine too. We are not forcing. Let the light move into the chest, and instead of searching for what is wrong there, simply imagine warmth arriving. Love is welcome here. Perhaps say that. Love is welcome here. Let the chest receive rather than perform. You do not have to produce a feeling. You only allow the possibility of softness. Then let the light move through the stomach, the back, the arms, the hands. Imagine each place receiving a little message. You do not have to work so hard right now. You are allowed to be supported. And as the light continues, perhaps you begin saying, "My body is learning ease," not "My body must relax immediately." Learning ease, that is gentler. My body is learning ease. My heart is learning openness. My mind is learning kinder thoughts, a little bit at a time. You do not have to become a completely different person in 5 minutes. You are simply creating another experience inside yourself. Perhaps there is one area that naturally draws your attention: the throat, the chest, the stomach, the shoulders. Wherever it is, let the light remain there without trying to push anything away. Imagine it saying, "You are included in my love too." That is beautiful, because sometimes we love only the parts of ourselves that are easy. We say, "I love myself when I am confident. I love myself when I am productive. I love myself when I am cheerful." But love becomes much deeper when it says, "I include all of me." The tired part, the uncertain part, the joyful part, the creative part, the part that knows exactly what it wants, and the part that is still learning. All of you can be held inside one loving relationship with yourself. Now imagine that the light does not stop at the places that need care. Let it spread into the places that already feel good. This is where I want us to become more positive. Let the light touch your hands and appreciate everything they do. Let it move into the legs that carry you. Let it move into your face, your eyes, your ears, your breath. Let it celebrate the parts of you that are already serving you. Love does not only visit wounds. Love also celebrates life. That is important. We do not want self-love to become something we only remember when something hurts. Let love be present when you feel good too. Perhaps imagine the light becoming a little brighter as it moves through the whole body. Not because it is repairing you, but because it is reminding you of your aliveness. There is warmth, there is breath, there is possibility. There is still so much life available to you. Love is reaching more and more of me every day. Say that. Love is reaching more and more of me every day. And perhaps I am becoming more available to joy, comfort, and beautiful experiences. This is where healing begins to feel expansive rather than heavy. We are not only moving away from pain, we are moving toward pleasure, connection, creativity, trust, laughter, and new experiences. Think about one good thing you would like to receive more easily. Maybe kindness, maybe companionship, maybe rest, maybe fun, maybe affection. maybe confidence. Imagine the light making a little more room for that. You do not have to know how it will arrive. Simply become willing. I allow the good in life to touch me deeply. I love that thought because sometimes good comes and we barely let it in. Somebody is kind and we dismiss it. Something goes well and we immediately move on. We receive support and say, "Oh, it was nothing." No, let good reach you. Let the compliment reach you. Let the peaceful moment reach you. Let the beautiful music reach you. Let the warm morning reach you. Receiving good is part of healing too. And if a tender feeling comes up while you are doing this, you do not need to abandon the positive direction. Simply include it. Yes, you can come too. Then continue allowing warmth through the rest of the body. We do not have to stop everything and analyze. Perhaps the feeling needs only a little acknowledgement before you return to life. We can honor what hurts without making pain the center of the entire experience. This is the balance I want for you. Notice what needs care, then give care. Notice what needs connection, then create connection. Notice what needs rest, then make some room for rest. And then remember to ask, what is already good here? What is already working? What is ready to be enjoyed? Because healing is not only the reduction of pain, healing is also the increase of life. And now, as you imagine that soft light moving through you, let it carry a message, not a complicated message, not a long explanation, just a few simple words that the body can receive without effort. You are loved. Perhaps that is the sentence today. Let it move through the chest, the shoulders, the face. You are loved. You do not have to earn it this morning. You do not have to become more impressive first. You do not have to finish everything on your list before love is allowed to reach you. Or perhaps another sentence feels more comforting. You are not alone. Let those words settle wherever you notice the most tension. Maybe the body has been acting as though everything depends on you, as though you must hold everything together, remember everything, anticipate everything, fix everything. Well, perhaps you can give yourself another message now. You do not have to carry everything anymore. Imagine the shoulders hearing that. Imagine the back hearing that. Imagine the hands hearing that. Let the hands unclench a little, and perhaps the sentence that makes the whole body soften is the simplest one of all. You can rest now. You do not have to choose all 4 sentences. Choose the one that makes something inside you say, "Oh, that little softening is enough." You see, the right healing words do not always create a dramatic reaction. Sometimes the jaw simply releases. Sometimes the breath becomes easier. Sometimes the eyes fill with tears, not because something terrible is happening, but because kindness has finally reached a place that has been working very hard. Let that be beautiful. Love does not always arrive with excitement. Sometimes love arrives as relief, and I want you to notice something else. When you say, "You are loved," perhaps part of you immediately believes it, and perhaps another part says, "I'm not sure." Fine, we do not argue. You can say, "I am willing to let more love reach me." That is enough. If "you are not alone" feels too strong, perhaps say, "I am willing to notice the support that is already around me." Maybe there is one person. Maybe there is one safe place. Maybe there is your own growing ability to care for yourself. We begin where we are. If you can rest now, creates resistance because you have learned that rest must be earned, then say, "I am willing to allow a little rest." A little is beautiful. We do not have to force the mind into a new belief. We invite it, a little willingness, a little softness, a little more room that is enough for today. And perhaps the light carries the sentence over and over, not mechanically, but gently. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Let repetition become soothing rather than demanding. Let the words become almost like warmth rather than information. Now imagine that this light begins welcoming every part of you back into your own heart. We are not searching for parts to remove. We are not making a list of everything we dislike about ourselves. We are doing the opposite. We are gathering ourselves home. The sensitive part is welcome. The quiet part is welcome. The playful part is welcome. The part that is still learning confidence is welcome. The part that needs more rest is welcome. The part that dreams big is welcome. The part that likes simple things is welcome. The part that sometimes feels uncertain is welcome too. Every part of me has a place in my heart. I think this is one of the loveliest ways to understand integration. Healing is not cutting away everything inconvenient until only the most polished version of you remains. Healing is becoming spacious enough to say, "You belong too." We often divide ourselves into acceptable and unacceptable parts. I like myself when I am cheerful, but not when I am sensitive. I like myself when I am productive, but not when I need rest. I like myself when I know what I am doing, but not when I feel uncertain. Well, that creates a very conditional relationship with yourself. Imagine living in a home where you are welcome only on your best days. That would not feel very safe, would it? So let your inner home become more generous. You do not have to exile a part of yourself simply because it needs tenderness. Sensitivity can become empathy. Quietness can become depth. A need for rest can become wisdom about your limits. Even uncertainty can create curiosity. We do not have to romanticize every feeling. We simply stop making war with ourselves. And when a part of you comes forward that you normally push away, perhaps say, "Come in, you can sit here." That is all. No long analysis. Perhaps you are more sensitive today. Fine. Sit here. Perhaps you feel a little fragile. Fine. Sit here. Perhaps you are joyful and full of energy. Wonderful. Sit here too. There is room in you for many states without any one of them becoming your whole identity. This is why integration feels so different from rejection. Rejection says you cannot belong until you change. Integration says you belong, and because you belong, change can happen naturally. I think people sometimes imagine healing as becoming less human. No sadness, no fear, no tiredness, no hesitation. But perhaps healing is becoming more comfortable with being human. You know how to comfort yourself. You know when to rest. You know how to ask for help. You know how to enjoy your joy without waiting for it to disappear. You know that one difficult afternoon does not erase everything good in your life. Wholeness is not the absence of every uncomfortable feeling. Wholeness is the ability to remain on your own side through all of them. That is a very different goal and a much kinder one. Now, there may still be sadness in some places. That is all right. But I do not want you to turn sadness into another project either. Some sadness does not need 10 explanations. It may simply need to move in its own way. Perhaps you cry for 5 minutes and feel lighter. Perhaps a memory comes and goes. Perhaps you hear a song and something softens. Perhaps you do not cry at all. There is no correct performance of healing. You can allow sadness to complete itself without making sadness the center of your life. This is important. We give it room, and then we give life room too. So if sadness comes, say, all right, you can be here. Perhaps place your hand on your heart. Breathe. Let the feeling move without demanding a deadline. I allow healing to unfold in layers. One layer may soften today. Another may never need your attention until much later. Fine. You do not have to peel yourself open every morning. Healing can happen quietly while you are living. It can happen while you make better choices. It can happen while you build healthier relationships. It can happen while you learn to rest. It can happen while you laugh. Healing is allowed to occur in the background of a good life. That is something I want to emphasize, because we can become so identified with the healing process that we forget to enjoy the life healing is supposed to return us to. You do not need to spend every day examining what still hurts. Let some days be about what feels good. Let some days be about music. Let some days be about work you enjoy. Let some days be about friends and food and sunshine. Let some days be wonderfully ordinary. You are allowed to heal without making your entire life about healing. And if something softens slowly, let it soften slowly. We do not rush flowers by pulling the petals open. We provide what helps and let life do its work. The same can be true emotionally. Provide kindness, provide rest, Provide support. Provide truth. Provide healthier surroundings where you can. Then let time participate. Not everything needs to be completed on your schedule. Sometimes you look back 6 months later and realize, oh, I do not react the same way anymore. You did not have a dramatic breakthrough. You simply became different through many small experiences. That is beautiful. This is why patience is such an important form of love. Patience says, I will not stand over myself measuring every day. We do this sometimes. Am I better yet? Am I completely healed yet? Why did this feeling come back? That is like planting a seed and digging it up every morning to see whether roots have formed. Leave the roots alone. Water the soil. Let the sun reach it. Care for the conditions of healing and allow healing to have its own timing. You do not need to monitor every inch of progress. Perhaps your healing today is very simple. You notice something that once would have upset you for 3 days, and now it affects you for 1 hour. Wonderful. That counts. Perhaps you recover more quickly after disappointment. Wonderful. Perhaps you speak kindly to yourself while you are upset. That may be an even greater change. Perhaps you allow someone to comfort you. Perhaps you set a boundary without spending the whole night feeling guilty. These are signs that something new is forming. A softer response is progress. A quicker return is progress. More self-respect is progress. More joy is progress. Let yourself notice what is working, and then comes another very beautiful part of healing. Learning to receive ease after you have been accustomed to tension. Sometimes people are surprised by this. They say they want peace. But when peace actually arrives, they become suspicious. The weekend is calm and the mind says, something must be wrong. Someone is kind and you think, what do they want? A relationship feels steady and suddenly you begin looking for a problem. The body may have become so accustomed to vigilance that ease feels unfamiliar. Fine, we can teach it something new. It is safe for me to experience softness. Say that gently. It is safe for me to experience softness. Softness does not mean weakness. Peace does not mean you have become careless. Ease does not mean you are ignoring life. You can be aware and relaxed at the same time. You can be responsible without being tense every minute. You can love someone without constantly preparing for loss. You can have a good day without asking when the bad part will arrive. A peaceful moment does not need to be interrogated. Let it remain peaceful. Imagine sitting somewhere comfortable and realizing that, for this moment, nothing is asking you to fight. Perhaps the mind wants to create a problem because it knows how to do that very well. Say, no thank you, we are all right now. Then feel the chair, feel the breath, notice the light in the room. Let ease become an experience you practice receiving. This is very important. We practice receiving difficulty automatically. Now we can practice receiving goodness deliberately. If someone compliments you, let it in. Thank you. If somebody helps you, let the help be helpful. If you have an afternoon with no emergency, do not invent one. If the body feels relaxed, do not scan for tension to prove that something is still wrong. Let good remain good. This is a new skill for many people, and it can be learned. Perhaps you begin with 5 seconds. Something feels nice. Stay there for 5 seconds. The sun feels warm. Stay. The tea tastes good. Stay. Someone's voice makes you feel comfortable. Stay. The bed feels wonderful. Stay. Receiving softness trains the body to recognize that calm can belong to life too. We do not need to make a big ritual of it. Just notice, this is pleasant. Then let it be pleasant. And perhaps the light you imagined earlier can now become a light of permission rather than repair. It moves through the body saying, "You may enjoy being here." Isn't that lovely? We spend so much time telling the body what it should change. Lose this, tighten that, heal this, improve that. What if sometimes the body simply hears, "Thank you for being here. You may enjoy today." Let the shoulders feel warmth. Let the hands feel useful. Let the feet feel supported. Let the face soften. Love can celebrate the body while it is still changing. Perhaps the light moves into the heart and says, "You are allowed to receive affection." It moves into the throat and says, "You are allowed to speak honestly." It moves into the stomach and says, "You can relax a little." It moves into the shoulders and says, "You do not have to carry everything." It moves through the whole body and says, "You are loved." And then we let that message remain without turning it into another assignment. You know, there is something very powerful about learning to enjoy what once felt unfamiliar. Reliable people, predictable kindness, steady affection, quiet mornings, healthy boundaries, enough rest. At first, these things can seem almost boring if you are used to intensity. But boring may simply mean nothing is on fire. Isn't that wonderful? Perhaps peace is not boring. Perhaps peace is spacious. Perhaps stability gives creativity somewhere to grow. Perhaps calm gives love somewhere to deepen. You do not need chaos to feel alive. This is an important shift. Some people have spent so much time reacting to problems that when problems become fewer, they do not know what to do with the extra space. Fill some of it with joy. Fill it with learning. Fill it with creativity. Fill it with friendship. Fill it with rest. Fill it with absolutely nothing for a while. The absence of tension creates room for life. You do not have to replace every old struggle with another struggle. and notice what happens when softness becomes familiar. You stop needing to brace before every conversation. You stop thinking every delay is rejection. You stop assuming that every good experience contains a hidden problem. You become more willing to stay in the present. You begin to trust ease because you have experienced ease and survived it. That sounds almost funny, but it matters. The body learns by experience. We rested and nothing terrible happened. We said no and the world continued. Someone loved us consistently and we did not have to earn every moment of it. New experience, new information. So give yourself small experiences of softness. Create a morning that is a little less rushed. Eat one meal without doing 3 other things. Wear something that feels comfortable against your skin. Let somebody else handle one task. Say no to one unnecessary demand. Turn the telephone off for 20 minutes. Softness can be practical. It does not have to be candles and beautiful music, although those are lovely too. Sometimes softness is simply not pushing yourself when pushing is unnecessary, and perhaps you become more aware of language again. Instead of, I have to get through this day, say, I am moving through this day. Instead of, I cannot relax, say, I am learning to relax. Instead of, I am always tense, say, my body is learning new ways of being. These little shifts matter because language can either freeze an experience into identity or leave room for change. My body is learning ease. My heart is learning trust. My life is making more room for joy. Those are beautiful directions. And I want you to include pleasure in this process. Healing does not only happen when you are sitting quietly with your eyes closed. It happens when you enjoy breakfast without guilt. It happens when you laugh until your stomach hurts. It happens when you realize you are having fun and did not think about the old problem for 3 hours. Do not say, I forgot to heal. No, perhaps you were healing beautifully. Joy is not an interruption to healing. Joy can be evidence that life is expanding again. Think about that. When something has hurt us, attention can become very narrow. Healing gradually widens it. You begin noticing flowers again, music again, other people again, curiosity again, desire again, the future again. You begin wanting things not because they will rescue you, but because life sounds interesting. This is one of the loveliest signs of healing. You become interested in life again. So perhaps the light inside you now begins moving not only toward what needs comfort, but toward what wants to come alive. Maybe there is creativity that wants attention. Maybe there is a desire to travel. Maybe you want deeper friendships. Maybe you want to learn something. Maybe you simply want more laughter. Let love support those parts too. Healing is not only asking what needs care, it can also ask What wants to grow? That is a much brighter question. What wants to grow in you now? More confidence? More play? More trust? More independence? More closeness? More creativity? More ease? Let one answer be enough. Then perhaps give it something small today. If play wants to grow, do something silly. If creativity wants to grow, make something. If connection wants to grow, reach out. If ease wants to grow, remove one unnecessary pressure. This is how love becomes future-facing. We do not only tend the places that hurt, we nourish the places that are ready to bloom. And as you do this, remember, every part of me has a place in my heart. The tender parts belong. The joyful parts belong. The ambitious parts belong. The quiet parts belong. The changing parts belong. You are not trying to become a perfectly smooth human being. You are becoming a more loving home for the human being you already are. Perhaps some sadness still comes and goes. Fine. I allow healing to unfold in layers. There is no deadline. Perhaps peace still feels unfamiliar some days. Fine. It is safe for me to experience softness. Practice for 5 seconds, then 10. Let it become familiar. And when the mind says, "But what if this good feeling goes away?" answer gently, "Then I will enjoy it while it is here." That is all. You do not have to protect yourself from the end of something by refusing to receive its beginning. Let today's goodness reach today's you. Tomorrow will take care of tomorrow. Perhaps someone loves you today. Receive it today. Perhaps the body feels better today. Enjoy it today. Perhaps the room is peaceful today. Be in it today. Perhaps you have one good friend. Appreciate them today. Perhaps you feel hopeful for 10 minutes. Let hope have the full 10 minutes. This is how life begins to feel fuller, not because every difficulty disappears, but because good experiences are finally allowed to have equal weight. And I think this is one of the deepest things love can do. Love restores proportion. It says, yes, there is something tender here, and there is also beauty here. There is care here. There is possibility here. There is a future here. Love does not deny what hurts. Love refuses to let hurt become the whole horizon. So let the light carry the messages once more. You are loved. You are not alone. You can rest now. You do not have to carry everything anymore. Choose the one you need. Then perhaps add, every part of me has a place in my heart. Let yourself belong to yourself. I allow healing to unfold in layers. Let time become an ally rather than an enemy. It is safe for me to experience softness. Let peace become something you receive rather than something you question. And then let the light expand beyond healing altogether. Let it become joy. Let it become curiosity. Let it become appreciation. Let it become a desire to participate in life. Imagine it moving through your whole body, saying, "There is so much more available to me than struggle. There is love, there is rest, there is laughter, there is friendship, there is beauty. There is another morning. There are new experiences waiting for me. You do not have to reach all of them today. Just allow the possibility. Perhaps today love reaches one place it could not reach yesterday. Perhaps today you receive one kind word instead of brushing it away. Perhaps today you rest 10 minutes before you are exhausted. Perhaps today you laugh and notice, "Oh, I feel lighter." Wonderful. Let that count. Let good count. Let softness count. Let progress count. Let joy count. Your healing does not have to be measured only by how little pain you feel. It can also be measured by how much life you are able to receive. More love received, more kindness believed, more rest accepted, more joy tolerated without guilt, more moments of peace allowed to remain peaceful, more of yourself welcomed home. That is healing too. And perhaps eventually you stop asking, "When will I finally be healed?" Because life has become more interesting than the question. You are busy living, you are creating, you are loving, you are resting when you need to, you are laughing again. You still have tender places, but they no longer run the entire house. What a beautiful change. So stay with this thought today. Love is reaching more and more of me, not all at once, more and more. Every part of me has a place in my heart. No exile. I allow healing to unfold in layers. No deadline. It is safe for me to experience softness. No suspicion of peace. And finally, perhaps say, I am willing to let life become gentler with me, and I am willing to become gentler with myself. That is enough. Let the shoulders soften. Let the breath move. Let the light remain. You do not have to fix anything in this moment. Just receive. Receive the warmth. Receive the message. Receive the possibility that peace can become familiar. And perhaps somewhere inside, a part of you that has been working very hard finally hears the words it has needed for a long time. You are love. You are not alone. You can rest now. You do not have to carry everything anymore. And this time, let yourself believe just a little bit more. Now I want you to create a loving place inside yourself, a place you can return to again and again without having to earn your way in. Imagine a quiet room, or perhaps a garden, a little house, a peaceful corner filled with soft light. It does not have to look perfect. It only has to feel welcoming. There is a comfortable place to sit. There is enough space to breathe. Nothing is rushing you. Nothing is demanding an explanation. And most importantly, every part of you is allowed to enter. The confident part may come in. The tired part may come in. the playful part, the sensitive part, the part that still has questions, the part that wants to rest, the part that wants to laugh again. They are all welcome. There is room for all of me here. Say that slowly. There is room for all of me here. You see, love does not stand at the door asking, which part of you deserves to come in today? Love opens the door. Love says, come in, sit down, you belong. And perhaps this is what we have been learning all along. Wholeness is not becoming one perfect version of yourself. Wholeness is no longer throwing pieces of yourself outside. And now I want you to go one step further, because healing is not only about feeling less pain, it is also about recovering your ability to feel what is beautiful. This matters so much. Sometimes when people have been focused on healing for a long time, they become very skilled at noticing what still needs work. But I want you to begin noticing what is becoming available again. Perhaps joy is returning. Perhaps trust is returning a little at a time. Perhaps you are beginning to feel supported in ways you did not notice before. Perhaps you are becoming willing to expect something good instead of always preparing for something difficult. Healing is not only the quieting of what hurts, it is the awakening of what feels alive. Learn joy again. Let yourself enjoy the music. Let yourself laugh without immediately analyzing why you feel lighter. Learn trust again by noticing the people who are consistent, the situations that feel respectful, the choices that make you feel more secure. Learn support again by allowing somebody to help you. Learn expectancy again by saying, something lovely may happen today. You do not need proof first, just a little openness. Wholeness means feeling more of life, not merely feeling less of the difficult parts. And now, if you like, close your eyes and simply notice your body. Do not inspect it. Do not search for what is wrong. Just notice. Feel the breath coming in and going out. Feel where the body is supported. Notice the face, the shoulders, the hands. Perhaps there is one place that seems to want a little more kindness today. Let your attention rest there very lightly. No pressure, no effort. Then imagine a soft, warm light surrounding that place. Not a bright light that comes in to change everything. A gentle light, a friendly light, a light that says, I have time. Let it surround that area and say, love is welcome here. Again, love is welcome here. Perhaps the light begins in the chest, perhaps in the stomach, the throat, the shoulders, the hands. Wherever it begins is fine. Let it stay for a few breaths. Then imagine it slowly expanding. It moves through the chest, across the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands. It moves through the stomach, the back, the legs, the feet. It moves upward through the throat, the face, the top of the head, and now the whole body is surrounded by this warm permission to receive. Love is welcome here. Love is welcome in my body. Love is welcome in my thoughts. Love is welcome in my life. You do not have to force yourself to feel anything special. The willingness is enough. And perhaps the light carries another message now. You are allowed to feel good. Let that reach you. You are allowed to feel supported. Let that reach you too. You are allowed to enjoy what is beautiful. Perhaps this is where healing becomes lighter. We stop looking only backward and begin opening forward. There are still new people to meet, new mornings to wake up to, new ideas to have, new places to see, new laughter to experience. There is more life ahead of you than the mind can presently imagine. So let love touch the strong parts too. Let it celebrate them. Let love touch the tired parts and say, rest. Let love touch the places you once wanted to hide and say, you belong here too. Love does not ask which part of you is worthy of healing. Love simply includes you. And perhaps this is the final message you carry with you today. There is room for all of me here. Love is welcome here. I allow myself to feel more joy, more trust, more support, and more of the beauty of life. I do not have to become perfect before I receive love. I am willing to let love reach every part of me. Let that be enough. One loving place inside, one gentle light, one open heart, and more room for life.